I'm Kara858, and we're here for our brand new campaign, Reclamation Season 1, Episode 14. We're glad to have you with us as we continue the story of House Chiron. We're going to jump right into this session, but first, let's introduce our cast, have to say who they are, who they're playing, and any projects they're working on. And we'll start first, of course, with the fantastic fam, Aries, aka Adri. You'd like to talk about yourself?
I was just muted there for a second. Yes, hello everybody, I'm Adrian, and I am playing Jethron Cloudpaw, the Leonin Paladin. I'm also a storyteller over at the Bear Pen, where I run a whole bunch of different games, and play here on the Cookout as well, and a few games too. And you can find me on all my socials at the Adrian Bear.
Perfect. Next, we have the wonderful Ree. If you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hello, everyone. I am at Big Dudery on all of the socials, so feel free to give me a look-see over there to see everything that I'm getting up to. But a really quick description, over on the Rerolls channel, we have Arethian Nights, as well as a new project that should be starting up here in the next couple of weeks, so keep your eyes open on that. It's going to be very, very exciting. Let's see, I'm also here on this channel playing both Reclamation. I play Ardris as well. You should definitely check him out. He's a wonderful person. And then I'm also playing Dari over on Fractured Destiny, where we get into some cool creative situations. Well, and I'll play over on Gods of Color. There's so many interesting things that I'm doing apparently. So yeah. And tonight I will be playing Kashad, who is trying to guide his family to making good decisions that will benefit the house into the future. And let's see if we can do that successfully.
Well, I can't say anything. Next, we have the fantastic Ari. You would like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
My name is Mari. I play Shay here. I play Yvain over on Rivenwood. I'm also a storyteller and cast member over on the Bear Pen, and on Sunday nights I terrorize Ree over on Reroll's channel as Layla. It's fine, and Ree can't complain about it either. If you want to follow me anywhere, it's Small Shadow Snack on Twitter. It is just possums. I make no apologies at this point.
Nothing wrong with that, though I do recall, if I remember correctly, we're starting to see the infiltration of sugar gliders. Is that right?
You never know.
Soon. Next, we have the wonderful Aaron. If you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hello, I am a very tired Aaron playing a very best butler, Timmons. I'm very excited what's going on. If you want to find me, you'll find lots of possums and sugar gliders at Small Shadow Snack. I encourage you to check it out. It's pretty cool. I'm very proud of what I'm creating there.
Perfect. Next, we have the wonderful Di. If you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Yes, hi, I'm Di. You can find me mostly on Twitter at Dichromaniac, where it's just a whole bunch of whatever that goes through my brain. I also, you can find me on the Bear Pen and on Follow Unbound on Friday nights. Very excited about that. I also have some stuff in the works, so keep an eye on the social media. Very exciting. And tonight I'm playing Mare, who is starting to figure herself out a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Oh, okay. That was a surprise. I didn't know that. Next, and of course, we have our fantastic DM, Zach. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Of course. My name is Ari. I will be playing the rest of the cast of characters. You can find me terrorizing Ree over on his channel, terrorizing people here on Kira's channel, like Zach. Mostly you find me terrorizing people. On Twitter, you can find me at Small Shadow Snack, and if anyone has suggestions for other marsupials I can include in my feed, please let me know. My DMs are open, so.
My DMs are open.
They most certainly are not.
Access denied. As for yours truly, I'm Kira858. I play the Sweet Bean Brea. And of course, you can be able to find all of our content listed here, as well as our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kira858. The majority of projects have already been listed, from Riverwood Academy to Gods of Color to Fractured Destiny. You also have a campaign that runs every Sunday called Mist, Light, and Shadow, which has a little bit of a Diablo 3 slight grittiness to a little bit of horror and chaos involved. And of course, we have a couple of new projects that'll be coming up in the near future. So if you want to pay attention to that, make sure you follow us on Twitter at thekira858, as well as the Cookout TTRPGs. In terms of that, we really only have one major announcement, which of course, one of our campaigns, Gods of Color, has its own dice set called the Prismatic Pantheon. It's a beautiful set of dice, and you can be able to find the link in the description section below. And if you use the promo code Cookout, that is COOKOUT, you can get a discount off your purchase. And we appreciate the support. So with that, we're going to transition over to our wonderful DM, Zach. Zach, take it away.
Today I am Ari, so I will not be doing any DMing. Back to you all.
Ari, you go ahead.
All right, so we are finding ourselves in Dallas, and I'm about to throw a Vizard at you.
No, you all still find yourselves in this dungeon, seemingly trapped. Unfortunately, as of yet, you have not found a way out, but you have found a very kind and generous Sphinx who has told you that behind them in a series of chests, you would find things that you very needed, but they cautioned you to perhaps consider not taking them because the world that you return to would not be the one that you have left. You all have decided that things sound very cool, and you have opened the chest anyway. The players have all been DM'd the various changes to their characters, and we have left off on you all examining your new items, and also a few of you trying to reconcile some new information and understanding that has entered your mind, despite the fact that you don't know where it's come from. What would you all like to do?
Wow. That was really cool. And Abrea's just looking up at the sky, just like, thank you, whoever gave this. Pretty sure nobody says anything, but and then after that, they're going to head over to No Name Yet, who is now a large creature. It's just like, well, I thought I was getting a growth spurt. You, this is awesome. You are so big.
The response comes into your head. Hello, my old friend. It is good to see you.
Wait, it's good to see you. Wow, your voice is so deep. How is your voice so deep? Wow. You clearly sound like you should be singing in a choir. That's amazing. It's good to see you. Yeah, I know puberty. Fortunately, Brand doesn't know about puberty just yet, so they're just thinking it just changed. It's wow. Do you like being big?
Yes, I feel like I'm acclimating to it very well.
Wow. So I won't be as big as you, but soon I'll get bigger too. I can already feel my knees feel a bit weird. Are you hungry? I'm pretty sure you must be hungry in your new size.
Well, you suggested that we could perhaps hunt together in the future. Maybe we should do that soon.
Yes, we could definitely hunt together. It'd be awesome. I cannot wait. And you just see them excitedly just run up to them and give them a huge hug.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because they hug you back, but their arms are like even shorter than your arms, despite them being a large creature now.
Oh, really?
This is the raptor. It has like little, almost like T-Rex arms.
They have T-Rex arms? Oh.
Yeah, this one has like little, almost like T-Rex arms. So it kind of like barely wraps around like your sides, and the claws don't even quite touch.
Has no name yet coloration changed at all? Because when it was a baby, it was like still, that baby white, because just come out of an egg, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It has. The scales are now mostly silver, but they're flecked with gold. So when I say flecked, like there's not much of it, but enough that you can tell when it like catches onto light, it like the gold sparkles in the sheen. But yeah, it's like a very like silver plated with gold flex scales.
Interesting.
Brea will look at the others. Says, "What about you all? What did you? I learned something new. Did you all learn anything?"
Once I had opened the chest, there didn't seem to be anything inside, but my double-headed ancestral axe started to change a little bit, and grew some extra accoutrement. This is Adrian talking, not Jethro.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So the way I'm imagining it is maybe there was a bit of a glow once I opened the chest, but nothing inside particularly. But then I would. So Jethro is probably just looking at his axe.
So the braids like came out of the chest, so almost like a snake. They came up and wrapped themselves around your weapon. So there actually was something in the chest for Jethrin, and then the braids came up and wrapped themselves around it. So yeah, it's like very similar to the way Jethrin braids his hair. There are now a couple of different braids that are around the middle haft part where Jethrin holds on to the weapon, kind of at the ends, close to the blades, like little tassels almost.
Is that your hair?
I'm not sure, but this feels good. It's got a good the balance is still really good and feels good.
What about you, Shay? What changed for you? Shay?
No, she's dead.
Nothing really changed.
Nothing changed? Oh.
Inside check.
Yeah, Brad doesn't think Shay will lie to them, so they're just like...
Are you trying to hide it right now, Shay?
They asked if nothing changed, not if he didn't get anything.
Okay. So you do see that Shay is holding on to something.
Oh. Oh, what's that?
It's a spell book.
Oh, did they give you a spell book?
Yeah, I guess I haven't looked through it yet. Just taking some time to get. It's just a bit weird.
Makes sense. They look towards the others. Ishad, Mayor, what about you? What happened to you?
Good. Well, for no, go ahead.
Mayor.
I opened up the chest and there's a beautiful silver dagger in there. I'm just sort of holding it in my hands. It's no. This should be
It is not silver.
Oh, it's not silver?
I did not describe it to you. It is jet black.
Jet black.
And it is almost like it doesn't really have like a proper guard on it. So you see, it's mostly it's shaped almost more like a needle, but then it extends into like an actual blade, and then it has the actual handle that you hold onto. But instead of like a cross guard, it's very like knobby. There's like a raised bump that maybe extends out like a half inch on each side, more of depth than the blade itself. So it's very kind of like clearly made for stabbing.
It's a weapon. It's a interesting one. I haven't seen anything made quite like this before. But should be useful.
Seems you all received very unique gifts. And as Kashara kind of looks around, you can see in the kind of pupils of his eyes are two representations for the void, or for destruction and creation, where his eyes used to be, or the pupil of the eye used to be. I have a feeling that things are going to be very different.
What about you? That's... Do you know what happened to you?
I believe so, though I can't exactly claim to fully understand it, but appears to have gained at least a portion of whatever these people were attempting to do. And Prashant is going to use his new ability, actually, and he's going to create a replica of... He's going to create a replica of his father's sword from a long time ago.
You all watch as Kashad focuses on the area in front of him. And then, almost as if like he's drawing on knowledge that you've never seen him use before, he starts to pull like threads that like literally materialize from the air, like little strands of different multicolored energy. And he starts to pull these threads and pulls them down and throws them to the ground. And as he keeps pulling and pulling, you watch as over the span of a couple of seconds, it forms into a replica of your father's sword that you've seen in portraits before.
Are the strings that he pulled, do those look like the strings of the web that we cut earlier, or are they just...
Pretty similar. They're same colors, but he doesn't seem to have a problem manipulating them as he pulls them from the air, throws them to the ground, and they kind of weave together and form into this replica of a sword.
That's impressive. How...
Extremely.
Is it only that you can make, or could you make anything, any sort of weapon, or is it just weapons?
I don't believe so. It isn't so much as a understanding as it is the desire to create something. It'll take some time, but I imagine there are some sort of limitations to it.
Will it remain?
Seems as real as anything else. More so, in some ways.
Does anyone pick it up?
Very interesting and honestly quite disturbing.
Does anyone pick it up?
I'll pick it up.
It feels like it has the exact same weight that you would expect of a real sword. And if you check it, the blade is quite sharp.
I would suggest keeping these new abilities secret for now, at least until we have more control over them. Though I don't suppose hiding no name yet is a possibility.
And I don't
Thankfully,
think...
apologies, Mistress Mary.
No, please.
I was just going to state that it did not seem that anyone knew particularly what No Name Yet was, so perhaps this is just a natural part of its growth cycle. That if we needed to explain things, it just happened. Who would argue, as nobody seemed to know what he is?
Perhaps I can convince them that I am simply something that they cannot understand. It should be easy because I am simping. Yeah, it's to Jethrin, into your head specifically. This should be easy to accomplish because I am in fact something that they will struggle to comprehend.
Jethrin is looking around. Master Kushad, that wasn't you, right?
The creature kind of cocks his head down to look towards Jethrin a little bit. It is me, Jethrin Cloudpaw. Sir Knight, hello?
Oh, censored expletive because we're a PG show. However, in-game, y'all would have heard it quite clearly.
Is there something wrong?
I'm gonna say it and out loud and think it, but at no name it. Can you talk? Did I hit my head? Is that you? Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am speaking to you, but I am still adjusting. It is difficult to project my thoughts to more than one individual at a time.
Well, maybe don't do that outside of the family. I'm still saying this out loud and thinking it. Everybody, no name yet, is able to speak in our minds?
I am confused, Sir Cloudpaw. How will I convince these people that I am something that they cannot understand if I am not able to speak to them?
We can do that because it might scare them entirely that a large unknown being is speaking to them inside their heads.
I am kind and generous. Why would that be something to fear?
I am also kind and generous. I'm still saying this out loud and in my head. So I'm just having a one-way conversation, what looks like to everyone else. I'm also kind and generous, but I am also a 6'9" lion man. And people get scared of me if they don't know me.
But I do not fear you.
Because you grew up with me.
Is that why?
Possibly.
I see.
It's just generally not considered... Number one, people just speaking into your head is often not normal to start with, but until you get used to it, then it can be accepted, you know? But obviously, yeah, just for now, I'd suggest don't with people outside of the family.
Would it be more normal for me to speak from my throat as humans do? Because that would be strange to me.
It would not be normal either.
I see.
Essentially, I'm trying to help you and Master Brea and the rest of us not be killed.
I see. Then I will be sure to speak only to the family in this manner.
Thank you.
Then they would send something to Abrea, where they would transmit, Abrea, just so you know, I will be only speaking to members of the family in this manner. what were you about to say?
I believe Kira had
Timmons?
to step away for a moment.
Timmons.
Timmons turns around, and do you want to tell them what they see?
Sure. So when Timmons turns, you can see that, like, she looks just a little bit younger. Not like de-aged like crazy, but a little bit younger. She's got, like, her hair is more lustrous. Her skin seems a little bit more flawless. There's, like, a small glow. And, like, her eyes are a lot more piercing as they sweep the corners of the room before coming to rest on Kashad. Yes, Mr. Kashad?
You seem different. Has your gifts been physical only?
Well, I can see quite a bit more, so I think it must be.
That would prove itself to be a great boon for you.
I rather think so. And yourself? Your eyes are quite interesting.
Not
Can I hold
entirely
the
sure.
sword?
Of course. And you will flip the sword over and then hand it to her.
Does it feel real?
Feels real. Very real.
Very interesting. I like the design.
Figured you would you like to keep it?
I would be honored to carry it around, Mr. Kashad. So such time you have need of
I'll
it.
consider it yours. There's something I would like to test. And Kashad would like to know if there is a limit to what he can create. So he would like to attempt to create a copy of No Name Yet.
As you attempt to do so, standing about 5 feet tall and seemingly capable of balancing its weight on its own is a statue of No Name Yet that is about 5 feet tall, which is about 3.5 feet shorter than No Name Yet themselves when they're standing upright.
I cannot create something living. Suppose that is for the best, I think.
Honestly, I don't know what I would have done if you were successful. Can you imagine?
There are very few things that I am unable to imagine at this moment. Let us hope that the changes to this world won't be too terribly drastic.
I don't know if we will get it or not, but I do like that most of us seem to be more capable of defending ourselves or protecting others.
Does anyone regret their choice?
Oh, my lord.
No.
I would like to approach the Sphinx if I may.
Hello?
I will, may I thank you?
You may.
So I would like to sort of put my hand on the Sphinx's shoulder and just sort of like touch my forehead to it.
You should know that you are welcome, but you were the one who made the choice, and you were the one who will pay the price. I have done nothing but oversee this place, as is my duty.
As one who is bound by duty, I still thank you.
As you prefer.
And then I will stand and wait for the others. Well, shall we attempt to solve the rest of this labyrinth? Or perhaps this allows us entry out the exit now? I am not sure.
It might be best to see what else is here.
Is there another door in this room?
There are places that you have not visited yet, but I shall answer your query. You arrived with all that you need to leave.
Master Kashad, do you think you could make an exit?
Possible, I suppose. But I'm not sure about using whatever this is haphazardly. It might draw attention to us. If it is our only way to leave, though, I will do whatever is in my power. Does anyone need a break, or are we ready to continue moving?
I'm playing with the weight of my axe, sort of twirling it around a bit. Put it down. I believe I'm ready.
I think I'm done with this place. I'd like to get on to the next thing, but there may still be things worth finding in here.
Yes,
Do you think you found what you
go
paid
ahead
for?
out. I believe I found the answers, but who knows what other secrets could exist in this place?
In view of your answers, then we should probably go.
Is there anything else for me to learn here? I'm gonna look to the Sphinx.
Perhaps.
Would it be down the other path?
Indeed. There is one other person, entity, that still exists here. You know of them, though you have never met.
Are they friend or foe?
That is for you to decide.
It is.
For the moment,
To explain things.
they remain incapable of harming you, even should they want to.
Does anyone have a problem with me going to see this mystery person?
We are here. If we
Well.
proceed.
I have no problem with us going to see this mystery person.
May never get an opportunity like this again. It's worth exploring.
I can assure you
Close.
that if you do not remove their chains, your safety is assured. If you choose to remove their chains, well, the rest will be up to you.
Stay close by. Well, then we'll go in the direction in search of this mystery person.
So you go back to second spot here, and then go down to this previous area you had already been to. And then you go down. You find yourself at a branching path.
Do either path feel different to me? Special?
What stat skill what skill are you trying to use to sort this out? Your perception, your insight, do you have another proposal?
Just pure willpower and force of personality. I don't know. I'm feeling it. So whichever would be feeling it. That is insight. I don't know.
I'll say go for
I'm
insight.
a sorcerer. I'm a sorcerer, side.
I was trying to let you advocate for something that might be a little bit better
that's
for
a
you.
3. All right, well, that's a 5. 5 total.
You know, not really. Still attuning to things.
All right, well, unless anyone has any issues, we can go down the rightmost path.
When in doubt, turn right.
Sorry, we're heading south. Going right means continuing due south.
Going, yeah.
Okay.
You go there?
Yeah, so I guess that's left. Now to think about it. But yeah, that's where I was trying to go. Do I see any people hiding in here?
You do.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's nice.
Was not expecting that.
You see
Do I recognize this thing?
a woman here. I'm going to resize it just so you can get a bit of a better sense for who you're looking at.
Oh, wow.
You find a woman with wings
2 feet tall.
who is currently in chains. She has manacles that are tied and coming from the wall, made of a rainbow color, tied to both her arms and her ankles.
Looks like this must be our mystery visitor. Is this the person from the vision that I saw that was doing the hollowing of the place?
This was the person who attempted to fix the corruption.
Stay close to me. I will enter the room, but I won't be far away that I won't get sneak attacked. So I'll be like here-ish.
Okay, so let me grab all of you and put you on the map.
Excellent.
Just so we get a general feel for what's happening. And you can move yourselves wherever you would like to be.
I would like to be there, to the right of Kashad.
The figure in chains at the moment appears to be unmoving.
Are you still alive over there?
What? What?
Wake up.
Yes.
Who are you?
My name? Me actually put it into chat because you all will be like, what? My name is Casturiel.
Might also do
And
divine
why?
sense.
You may.
Fantastic.
Remind me what that picks up again? Celestial, fiend, undead?
Yeah, detect good and evil. Anything affected by the Hallow spell, know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Casturiel is a celestial.
Do I get any hints of good or evil?
Yes. You get both.
Ah, okay.
You get a sense of good and evil, which is uncommon from an individual person, but not impossible and distinctively different than neutrality, just so we're all on the same page.
Commiserate with Kashad's vision, I would imagine.
Does sort of seem to make sense.
Why are you here?
Well, I suppose that when I tried to right a wrong, the prison decided that prisoner must remain.
What wrong were you trying to correct?
A ritual from a long time ago. Something quite dark that a group of foolish people took up, attempting to mess with things that they did not understand.
Why has no one freed you?
There are many who believe that I am forever corrupted by the wrong I tried to right.
Corrupted how exactly?
When I attempted to banish the evil energies from this place, they latched themselves onto me after I wrested them from the region that they clung to. I was not powerful enough to stop them.
And the other being here does not see it fit to help you.
To whom do you refer?
How many people do you know to be in this prison with you?
I have not left this spot in well, I suppose I can't tell you how long.
I see. That is unfortunate. Do none of your kin search for you or a way to free you from whatever darkness holds you?
I believe and still hope that they may come look someday. And yet my kin move on a different time clock than, I suppose, what you might be used to. I've been here for millennia, and it could be millennia before anyone attempts to find me. I can only hope that I can hold on for so long, and that someone will know how to remove these energies.
I do an insight check on the angel lady.
You may.
Dirty 20.
Very good. Your general sense is that she's being very forthcoming. She's clearly a bit depressed, so you don't know necessarily how much you buy her overall timelines in terms of millennia longer to wait before anyone might come after her. You do sense that she is deeply upset by the fallout from the ritual, and not really in a correct or good headspace, you might call it.
What am I to you?
She turns up and looks at you, and then pauses and really seems to look at you for a second, almost like she's seeing you for the first time. She says, It's a complex question. You have a seed within you, something like what I would have been like before. And yet, I sense within you some of the same energies of the betrayers.
I see. Catherine, what do you think of our new visitor, so to speak?
I would like to ask her a question, and I will look to Castirio. If I may, what do the names Anasvite, Uexni, and Roth, and I can't remember the other one, other two, mean to you?
Give me 1 second here.
The god, the angel lady.
Anasvite and Hoth are known to me. They are amongst my kin. The other names, they do not ring a bell, except Gareg. That is an old name.
Were they the makers of this world, or did they simply take stewardship?
Indeed, in the beginning, Anasvite and Hoth wrote the tapestry. They created this place that I find myself. Garag is something more, something different. It's difficult to explain.
I imagine so. If
You may... Good.
These are things that are likely far beyond us at the moment. However, to be carrying a burden of something that is not innately of yourself must be exceptionally taxing. Perhaps in our travels we might find some person or some one that might know of how to remove these energies from you. Would you have any idea of even where to start looking?
It would take me some time to gather my thoughts. As you seem to have surmised, the burden I bear is excruciating. My powers are not what they once were.
Did you become free? What will you do?
For the moment, I could use some time to rest and recover, and then I would do as your knight has suggested. I would look for those who can or could remove my burden or possess the knowledge of how to do so.
Very well. Collect your thoughts. We may return.
You mentioned some time to collect your thoughts on this matter. I imagine if you've been here for millennia, that concept might be very different for what it is for us, being mortals.
Perhaps. It is difficult to say. It is not something that I often want to think about. I have concerns, you see, even were I to find a solution.
If you would like to
Yes,
share.
you can roll an insight check, Timmons. So she says, it is not something that I think about often. I do not like to tempt myself. You see, I have some concerns that even were I to find a method, the cost for removing my burden might be too great a cost for the world to bear.
You should go and see what's further inside this prison. Perhaps you will return to speak with you another time.
I understand. She chuckles a bit to herself. We'll be waiting.
So go.
Yes, hold on a moment. If I may, my lord, and I look at Kashad and I look at the angel, if you would allow it, I can perhaps at least give you a brief respite of hope.
Very well.
Although I do not know the nature of your bonds, if it will hurt me if I attempt to lay a hand on you. And it is your choice entirely.
I consent, and the chains will not harm you.
Very well. So I will approach her and just lay a hand gently on her shoulder. And I'm just going to cast heroism on her.
Interesting.
Which she's imbued with bravery. She's immune to being frightened, gains temporary hit points equal to my spell call. I mean, the temporary hit points aren't really gonna, I'm just trying to make her feel a bit more brave. And
No, I like it. It's a very clever use of the spell. It doesn't last the duration of the spell, but there is just a moment immediately after you cast the spell, where you see her eyes brighten a bit, a smile touches her lips. You see something matching what you were looking for, a glimmer of hope. You're still concentrating on the spell, but before the spell is even over, you see something else. Some thought must cross her mind, and you see the hope is gone all too soon. Thank you.
hopefully at least the memory of that will occasionally give you some strength.
Indeed.
We'll return to the others.
Check the next path.
Okay. Well, this then is going to be a bit different. This is what you all see here.
No, that does not look good.
An open room with a potentially bloody summoning circle.
It is not bloody, it is glowing red. Anyone can feel free to make an Arcana or a religion check on the sigil.
I am equally bad at both, and I'm going to get in on this and see what happens.
Sure.
Can I give Shay advantage?
Hey, I got a
You may.
natural 19 for 19.
I get
for
it.
religion.
Advantage?
You get advantage, Shay.
Yay.
I believe in
Much
you.
better. 23.
So, Jethrin, you have a sneaking suspicion that you're kind of starting to weigh in your head. And Shay confirms it pretty quickly after a brief conversation with Kashad. You know where the horse demons that you found earlier came from, and unfortunately, this is still an active portal to the abyss.
Catherine, can you close that or something?
No. No, I cannot.
Well, Mr. Kashad.
Would say something like this would be in the purview of a hallow spell. Consecrating the ground to remove the link to the abyss. But that's nothing I'm capable of.
It appears that something is forcing our hand. There's no other way to close such a thing, is that correct?
Shay, you know that casting Dispel Magic on a summoning circle can oftentimes suppress the energies. So your theory is that were you able to cast a Dispel Magic onto it enough times successfully that the link would be destroyed. So it might take repeated castings, but it could be also dispelled by the Dispel Magic spell.
Dispel it. I don't have that capability myself, but
We are giving you magic lessons. Let us go and release this angel.
I would advise against that, my lord.
yeah, I don't think we should release her.
Is it worse is it worse than a little portal to the abyss?
It might be if the power that is inside of her takes her over and she completes what the betrayers were attempting to do.
Even if I am able to open a doorway out of here, we'd be leaving a portal to the literal abyss in the middle of a mountain range.
I mean, it's not like they can get out.
This portal's been open for a while, clearly, and doesn't seem like these creatures have been terrorizing the countryside in a way that's effective or incredibly damaging.
I will.
For that creature you all met before that wants to kill all animals or something.
Yes, the koalas. That is a concern.
I will also remind you something the Sphinx said is something that you all would still remember, even though it's been a session. They claim that if they die, the world falls apart completely.
I mean, I agree with Shay and Mistress Morovina, where I think were we to set free this other individual, we would merely have two problems instead of one. But I am a little bit concerned if we don't do anything. So none of you can, I don't know, do your special magic stuff and get rid of this.
Do I think getting rid of the circle itself would get rid of the portal? Can I just erase it with some water and some elbow grease?
Yeah, are you like asking Shay kind of as part of the advantage,
Or
trying to access his knowledge? Yeah, so Shay says that could definitely work, but he's honestly not certain what the ramifications would be of using that method. Normally, arcane practitioners prefer to use magic, so it would probably work, but the feedback would be unknown.
If you would all grant me a bit of time to go speak with the angel in the other room, I might have a solution.
Yes.
well,
Then I shall return shortly. I will go back to Gesturiel, if I may.
By yourself?
That's what I was asking for. The rest of the group.
Yeah, I'll let him go. I'll let Jethrin go alone. It's fine.
Timmons turns to Kashad and is just like, do you think it's wise for anyone to be going alone right now? I feel like I've spent the whole time we were here chasing after you going alone on your own.
For the moment, I believe it would be best for Well, some things that must be done alone.
Is there anyone brave enough to supersede the the head of the household's judgment and try to follow Jethrin? No? Okay, cool. All right, Jethrin, you find Kessleriel much as you left her.
I have a look on my face of like pain and sympathy, you know. It's genuine, like sadness for her. As I, approach her quite respectfully. My lady, this place has a purpose and a design, and I'm not sure if others have added to what has gone on here during the time. But what I do know is that there is a reason for something in this prison to stay safe. We have discovered something quite dangerous, but I do not have the ability to end it myself. Are you at all able of imparting a brief portion of your power to another?
That is not a solution I had considered. Give me a moment. Yes, I suppose that I am.
What would be the cost on you and myself?
I think there are perhaps more useful considerations of your time, Sir Knight.
Perhaps, but I am still a follower and paladin of Anasvite, and the preservation of life is something I take seriously.
It will not cost me my life.
I have a feeling you're intentionally holding something from me because you feel it might sway my decision to do this. But I won't pry if that is your desire to spare me something.
Do you disagree that we must all make choices, sir?
Not at all. I think what the choice that you made was indeed very brave, and one that you made. And you're bearing your choices very well.
Her hand is kind of bound by the manacles, but she flexes her fingers a bit and says, "Place your forehead there."
Jethrin does so.
Okay. You feel yourself charged with energy. You gain the ability to cast the Hallow spell one time.
We about to be here for a day, guys. It takes 24 hours. Strap in.
How does that spell take so long?
Thank you. I know that hope is hard to come by, but at least for my part, I
do not hear a response as your words are overtaken by a piercing, shrill scream.
Okay.
That escapes the woman's lips. It lasts about 3 seconds. And then she passes out.
I will try and make sure she's as comfortable as possible.
Difficult when you're strapped to manacles top and bottom. But you do your best.
As quickly as
I will still say to
allows. I'm sorry.
I will still say to her, even though she has passed out, you have my oath that I will find some way to help you.
Interesting.
And then I will start making my way back, which I assume I will run into Timmons.
Yeah, at about the door.
Jethro and eyes glowing.
I heard a scream. Are you okay?
I am. I have the ability to shut that portal down. It will require me to spend a day, complete concentration, but I am able to shut it down.
Interesting suggestion. How close do you need to be to this portal?
This is Adrian speaking. I think the spell has quite a large radius, actually. Might be the whole room that gets hallowed.
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe I simply need to be in the room, Miss Timmons. And it should take effect. 60-foot radius, so yeah.
Well, while you are concentrating on that, I suppose we can concentrate on handling anything that may come through. Do you need anything before you begin?
I mean, hugs are always welcome.
She darts in and wraps you in a quick hug, uses that time to look over your shoulder at the, resting angel, and is like, all right. I mean, the hugs are always there.
I squeezed. Well, let's do this.
Let's.
I shall get as close to the portal as I can so that it is within the 60-foot radius. And begin casting Hela.
I'm willing to hold an action.
You begin to cast Hela. You pretty quickly hear, coming from the other side of the portal, cackling, but also deep hissing, as well as some howling. So there seems to be a chorus of a combination of different sounds. As you all tense, waiting for something to sneak through, the hours begin to tick by. The time reaches where you know that you're going to need to head to sleep before you start facing exhaustion. And the spell, I believe, you said it takes 24 hours?
It takes 24 hours to cast.
So when you believe that it would be time for you to go to bed, The spell is still in the process of being cast, and nothing as of yet has come out of the portal. What would you all like to do?
We have gotten a short rest.
No. You absolutely could not have gotten a short rest while you were saying that you're tensing, waiting for things to come through the portal. Now, if you were working on shifts, there could have been a couple of people watching and a couple of people short resting in shifts. That is a thing you're allowed to do.
What do you guys? You want to do a shift? We can do that.
I would suggest that like maybe we all start off on high alert, but then as we're hitting that point where people are starting to like feel the effects of exhaustion, we're like, oh yeah, we probably should like not all be exhausted at the same time. So at some point, Timmons would be like, well, some of our mages probably really need to sleep. We could divide up into a couple of teams, maybe. Without suggesting that kind of puts us down one, doesn't it? Well, I could take a watch on my own.
I can take a watch on my own. I have berries.
It'll be more important for Shane to rest.
That was in my ear.
Casting magic is going to be essential. For now, Timmons and Malvina should start. Then after 4 hours, I will join with Aubrey, and then we will finish up with allowing Shay to stay alone with Jethrin, and then I will rest for the last 4 hours.
Okay.
I want to say for descriptive flavor things, Jethrin is sat on his heels and his hands are sort of like palm upward while he is reciting these prayers, and it looks as if there's like a light wind that is around him, and he's emanating this sort of like light white glow that is beginning to spread out to the corners of the room, and the corners of the 60-foot radius, and ever so slightly beginning to fill in the ground with what look like celestial symbols. But he is just, he's completely focused on that thing. He is reciting whatever prayers are coming out of his mouth.
Are you saying that there's like actual celestial writing? Or are you speaking in celestial, or both?
Both. But Jethrin doesn't speak celestial. He also can't cast hell. You know what I mean?
It's funny because Timmons couldn't speak celestial, but now seems to be listening fairly intently and reading along with what's on the floor.
She's got a Rosetta Stone for her power.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, best real life superpower. Like, if I could choose anything, it would be walking Rosetta Stone.
Rest.
Yeah. I speak celestial. Does anything seem significant, or it's just like, yeah, no, the spell, it's just hollowing the place?
I mean, it definitely sounds significant, but nothing notable. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
it's very poetic. It's almost like, so imagine sitting around watching someone recite the Odyssey all the way through. It's like that.
Okay.
Does it seem unnaturally ancient, like the way the poetry is written?
Yes. You are missing every fourth word or so that you cannot actually understand. So clearly it is a bit archaic, for sure.
Something, making world something.
More words than that, but
I was going to do it again, but the bit's already gone too long. Yeah. In terms of like location, I want to be in front of where I want to be in between the portal and where Jethrin is sat, but not in a direct line because we learned the bad of that last time we were dealing with things that came out of this portal.
Okay.
So like a staggered column, but I want to be on the side closest to the portal. Maybe 40 feet away.
okay. As you all go through the process of your watches, as you listen to Jethrin reciting his spell, well, his borrowed spell, out from the portal jumps absolutely nothing. Jethrin manages to complete his spell as you all complete your watches, and you are no worse for wear.
Would it make sense for me to choose the extra dimensional interference effect then?
You can. You're able to properly cast the spell as if you had it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll choose that. So things cannot teleport into or out of this place by extra dimensional or interplanar means.
Okay. So you have removed the portal and also blocked future travels, at least in this room.
And then I close my eyes and very tiredly open them. I need a rest and some coffee.
I can supply one. I would recommend that maybe. Surely it is named yet by this point. You spoke to them?
Timmons, you hear a voice in your head. My name is no name yet.
I mean, I will not argue. It is now like got the capital letters in Timmons' head. It is an official name. So it was like, I'm sure no name yet would be willing to assist you in going back the way we came so that we can get back to that first chamber where we entered. It seems like a safer, more defensible. Maybe we can work on how to get out while you rest.
I think I'll be all right to continue going. I'm just very tired, but I would like to get out of this place.
There's nothing left but to leave or to do something about the prisoner. Are we ready?
I believe we should leave.
Does anyone disagree with that? Very well. Let's go.
Are we making our way back to the very first entrance room?
I think so. I don't think there's any more rooms to go.
I understand.
Timmons recommends at least.
Okay.
So you all are leaving. Does anyone stop by Castoriel's room as you go?
Maybe just like poke my head in to see if she's still there. And I know like after Jethrin, did you tell us what happened to her after you got the spell?
Not yet, no. But Miss Timmons was there. So during your 24 hours, perhaps Miss Timmons.
Oh, for sure. I told Marovina what I
Yeah,
saw.
absolutely. Yeah, I just want to like poke my head in and see if she's recovered.
She's not awake.
Yeah, I want to go in and not get too close, but shout shout her name. Casturiel. Are you all right?
Make a perception check.
That is a 10.
That's good enough. This is not a person anymore. It is a body.
Everyone, come see quickly.
We'll
What is it?
obviously come there.
I think she's dead. What? How could this be? She's been here for millennia. I mean, or something, right? She's been here for forever, and now she's dead?
Oh, it must have been what was keeping her still here. Or taking it. Ended it.
She had said that this wouldn't cost her her life, but had also said other things. Can I do a detect the thingy, my paladin thing, divine sense?
Yeah. There's no celestial here anymore.
Is that energy of evil still connected to the body?
It is.
Perhaps this has freed her, but has left the evil bound here. I can still sense that power locked and chained to this body, but not her celestial essence.
Well, let us hope that it didn't send her someplace else.
What if she was part of what was keeping the evil contained? What?
It still seems bound here by the chains, so I don't know.
Wonder, should we make an attempt to try to destroy it? Or find out more about it? Or just leaving it here without any... Seems like this could be problems in the future.
Does it feel
maybe.
special to me?
Maybe, but it seems stable, Jethrin. At least for the moment. You have no idea how it would deteriorate.
It feels stable for the moment. I had made her a promise that I would try and help her. I don't know if that promise is fulfilled by her death, or if that promise is now fulfilled by finding some way to contain this evil, which was my original idea. But that is on my shoulders.
We'll ask the Sphinx for its opinion. There's no use to go over what ifs or what could have been, Snow. Let's go.
Let's go.
You're going to
Waiting
the
for the Sphinx.
Sphinx's room? Okay. You find much the same way that you found them originally, a Sphinx lazily laying in the ground, as you might imagine a lion napping in between hunts in the sun.
See you all well.
You have returned. That's
Perhaps.
unexpected.
The angel being is no longer here.
So it would seem.
Is there anything that can be done about that?
I'm afraid not.
Anything that can be done about the evil she was trying to contain?
Perhaps.
Explain.
One was not enough. There were 5 that began the ritual. Perhaps 2 would be enough, perhaps 5. But surely the evil can be cleansed.
That is something.
Do you think that it is possible, or are you simply telling us something that could theoretically work?
It is possible. For this to happen, you would need to learn more about your gifts, expand them, and then teach them to others.
Will it be contained here for now, without our interference?
How long is now to you?
A mortal lifetime?
Yes.
Very well. We'll be taken care of before then. Is there anything else that we need to know before we depart this place?
There are a great many things that you could know before you leave this place. What's more important is what you would like to know before you leave this place.
What can we do to become more powerful?
Refine the gifts that you have already received. Study, hone your talents. Surely you do not need me to tell you how to grow more powerful.
I feel it'd be wise to explore some lost magic without proper supervision.
The Sphinx smiles gently, which is still rather vicious because it involves baring teeth, and then relaxes back to a natural, neutral expression. I'm afraid that your potential tutor is no longer available.
And who were they?
The woman in chains. As I explained, her fate rested with you.
Where can I go to learn more about what created me?
I am forbidden to speak of it, but you have an item within your possession that might lead you there.
Will
At
that
least
lead me to the other prisons?
among the members assembled. No, the other prisons you must find yourself, although they can be located.
Do you all have any questions?
I do have a question, which I don't know if you'd be able to see these, or even I'm not entirely sure how far your knowledge or vision extends of the world, but
All things that happen pass through me. I know all.
well, if you are able to tell us at all who is the Rakshasa masquerading as most of the time, the one that is in the capital.
There is no Rakshasa.
Then what is it?
There's
There
one thing I would like.
was an experiment within the capital, but I think you would like to know this least of all.
Me?
Indeed. Knowledge is dangerous, and remember, I know all things. There are times when perhaps you would rather not know. But I will tell you if you wish.
Would knowing help us be more prepared and able to save the lives of people who are important to us?
This question is difficult to answer. For knowledge is powerful in and of itself, and having knowledge could always sway things should your loved ones be endangered.
Personally, for myself, I will take the risk, but I would not ask that of anyone else here if the rest of you would prefer to not know. I will.
Do not fear knowledge.
I think knowing who it is gives us an advantage that they don't know we have. Less likely to be taken by surprise.
Who or what ever this experiment is. I can take others' faces.
The Archmage is human. The fiend that you seek is an experiment conducted by the Archmage to build a better bodyguard fit for a king. The fiend you are looking for is called Kurt Spiderglade. That's where we're going to go to break. Well, as established earlier at the beginning of the session, I refuse to be doing any DMing today. So, Ari, back to you. So last we left off was on a Pretty interesting reveal that Kurt Spiderglade is in fact the fiend in question. Jethrin, I believe you had somewhere to pick up
Yeah, so
from.
I sort of shake my head and none of that makes sense. So you're telling me that Kurt is a shapeshifter and has been trying to assassinate the person he was created to bodyguard?
Oh no, the man is much more polite than that. He's just a fiend.
So then,
You would like to know about the shapeshifters?
until this very point in time, we're operating under the assumption that it's one and the same entity. So, yes, please.
Despite the fact that all knowledge has a price.
I've made a lot of choices today. In the 2 days? 2 days. God, I'm tired.
This is fair. The shapeshifters that you have found yourself confronted with here and there are, well, they're a strange sort. They're not native to this world. They come from another. And they are sometimes called changelings. And they are able to completely transform themselves into taking the identity, voice, mannerisms, smell, touch, appearance, in entirety. It is the best possible disguise.
Why?
You pluralized that. There was an S on that word.
Indeed, there are several of them working together within your kingdom.
Censored expletive.
They would be unable to hide their minds from me, though, I imagine. I don't think you could duplicate another person's thoughts.
Was this intended to be a question?
No,
You said
I do
that.
have a question. Go ahead, O'Brien.
Did you say knowledge has a price? So does that mean if I ask you a question, I have to pay something?
Of course. It perhaps won't be to me, but when anything is learned, you must always pay. Most often, people pay in time. Time spent studying. You remember your studies, don't you?
Tim still teaches me history. So it's not like a price. So I don't like give you gold or anything. It's just like, because I just want to make sure if I ask you a question, it's like I know what I have to pay in order to ask a question.
Are you asking me to tell you the price of a question? Because I have no use for gold.
Would you like a flower? There's no flowers down here. I can make tons of flowers to make it around this area. Would that be a good price for you?
If I wanted flowers, I could likely make some,
Oh, you
but
can.
I do appreciate the gesture.
Oh. Hey.
The price for a question is the same as it always is. Time.
Can I make a Arcana check to kind of infer what? Because I'm drawing blanks. Our brain may catch it, but I'm probably maybe because I'm still in troubleshooting mode, but I'm not catching it.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You can roll.
All right, perfect.
It's gonna be more of an insight check, though. I think.
Insight versus. Okay, gotcha. That actually is a bit better for me, I believe. Yes, it is. That is a 15.
Yeah. So the problem, like, clearly they're saying that it's costing you time somehow. But it's very strange the way they speak. So you're not sure if they just mean like the seconds are ticking by as you're sitting here chatting or what. You don't know.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess if it's just time, and it just means sitting here. Okay. I was wondering. I felt something when I was really close to the castle, and I couldn't really tell what it was. Like I know what like aberrations is. I know what fiends are, and I know what celestials are. But there was a radar ping that I felt close to the castle. I don't know what that was. Could you tell me what that is?
My child, you cannot know of radar. Radar has not been invented yet.
Oh yeah.
It will be many years before it comes to this realm.
That's true. What would be the word for detection? Old school detection. Not sonar. Would they know about what dolphins use? I don't know.
Location?
Location? Yeah. Maybe like, it's some type of, I sense something. It's like a beeping. I just don't know what that beeping is.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. Oh, I take that. 18. 18 plus 5. 22? No, 23. 18 plus 5? 23.
Mm-hmm.
If I speak to you of this creature, you must promise me that you will never tell them how you learned of their nature, should it arise.
Oh, I can always keep secrets. Oh, you know I can keep secrets. If you know everything, you know I keep secrets.
Within the palace of Dargonia, there is a dragon.
What?
A silver-scaled giant lizard with 4 legs, wings that can soar above the world and breathe fire down upon it.
What?
A dragon made of silver.
How did I not see that?
They are able to take a human form.
Are they nice?
You have met them, so your judgment would be better than mine.
Oh, wait, what's their name? What's their name?
Roll another persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm just like furiously like wrinking my brow.
Of course you
sort
do
of-
this to me. I rolled a 9, so that's plus 5. Yeah, 9 plus 5, 14. Please, pretty, please. Pretty, please.
And you assure me that you will not tell them that you received this information from me?
Of course. You have my promise.
Cortholo, the cab driver.
Okay.
That's the coolest cab driver ever.
Oh, it's actually.
So
You may.
let me just circle back around to this boiling pot of beep that we have going in front of us right now. Maybe I can refine some of this at least. Do these shapeshifters, have they completely replaced the people that they've impersonating, or is it just on occasion that they take these forms to have use?
They take whichever form is most convenient to them at the time, like perhaps that of a mage dressed in red, living amongst the camp.
But they haven't like completely replaced anybody.
Not to my knowledge,
Oh, thank the gods.
and I do oversee the world.
Well, I owe Ian potentially an apology, although, to be fair, I was working with what I had.
Is our father still alive?
In a manner of speaking,
Explain.
What?
it is complicated. Are you certain that you want to know the answer?
I
All
am
knowledge
certain.
has a price.
I am certain.
The Sphinx does something odd. This time, they turn and they ask you a question. What are your thoughts on why your family has historically been so interested in making their way into Salonia? What could exist there that they might covet so much as to spend the lives of many men, many children, descendants of the family?
Land, political capital, resources. I think people have gone to war over for all of history.
Some of you have been to Talonia.
Indeed.
Where do you believe that they draw the power for the many machines made of magic that make up their streets?
Is that something that we would have run into or have any thoughts on, or?
You can have thoughts on it if you want, but it's like, you didn't learn anything specifically about it. So the question is essentially, where are the batteries? So it's like, what would Mare think about that?
Well, based on have some sort of arcane reserve, perhaps an entity or a machine. I don't.
Entity is closer.
Are the do the dragons have any particular allegiance to Talonia in particular, or are they above these sort of mortal politics?
Well, I've never met a dragon that was interested in mortal politics in anything more than an academic setting.
Answer the question.
I I also have a question. You will forgive me, Mr. Kashad. Are you telling me that the capital city of our rival in war is powering its magical technology with the life force or the magical abilities of members of the royal family fallen or been taken?
You are smarter than you give yourself credit for, Timmons. In Telonia, within the bowels of the city, there is a vault of souls. Within it reside the descendants, everyone who was ever living within your family. Their souls are stored in that vault. And that vault powers the city.
Is it just our family, or is it the souls of all royals, or just all the souls?
It is just your family. And if something is not done, you will reside there too someday.
Oh, well, we
Not
won't be
even
having that.
possible. Is that even possible? Do I know if that's even possible, Dungeon Master? I don't. I feel like this is not accurate.
I mean,
It's a fix.
No, too terrible. Refuse to accept.
I don't even know what to tell you what to roll, man.
Yeah.
Like, I guess just roll Arcana.
Rashad.exe is frozen. Pretty much.
9.
Yeah, you don't know. There's been a lot of nonsense today. You've never heard of anyone bestowing a spell upon someone else by laying their hand on their forehead either.
How do they get away with this? I mean, surely Hoth must have some feeling about this. Hoth is the god of dead, right?
Hoth is the god of dead,
Okay.
yes. It is the sort of thing that she might find distasteful. And yet, all from this world will pass to her someday. When this tapestry is no more, her life will go on.
Oh, so it's like a waiting game.
I suppose. Perhaps she believes a collection of unlikely heroes are likely to free them soon.
Are you lying?
I do not lie.
How do I break it?
The vault?
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure.
Wow.
Do you know what would happen if the vault is broken?
Yes. The souls would be released to the afterlife, where they should reside. Then Hoth's domain.
But it's not going to destroy an entire city when we break it. This isn't going to cause huge amounts of death and destruction of the living, will it?
I do not know. That depends on what you do.
I fear that we will be here forever if we continue with this. but I have to. I'm just going to ask one final thing. Where can I find proof that these changelings are the ones who tried to assassinate Prince Murdoch, so that we can at least of their existence as a group, so that we can maybe help the Goldheart family? Because going to the prince and saying, it's changelings, don't worry about it, or speaking to the queen and saying, hey, it was changelings, not the Goldhearts, I don't believe that the queen will be very forthcoming or believing of that.
Well,
just to double check, it was only one person that heard what the Sphinx had said earlier, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
so the mortal races have forgetful minds. They have a tendency to write things down and keep those things in the places where they are most comfortable. Were I looking for evidence, I would look for the changeling's home, and then I would search that.
It's time for us to leave.
We have quite the list of things to accomplish.
Thank you so much for your help.
This has one final question, but wants to try and ask it a little bit of privacy.
Mm-hmm. I know
And
there
then
was
getting
someone.
back to-
I know there was someone else who had a bit of a private question as well. So you can go first, and then we will shift to the other.
just kind of as she's passing, in the same way that she received the information about the queen, she wants to kind of whisper back. So, can we trust King Murdoch?
King Murdoch, you're asking about?
The one who sits on the throne.
Has he ever given you a reason not to trust him?
I don't think so. But given that there are these identical copy people running around, I find my faith in general ability to understand what is going on hindered.
You should trust those that you feel that you can trust. I could not tell you the answer, even if I wanted to. It is forbidden. I can bestow knowledge upon you, but not even I can tell you how you should feel.
Okay, try again. Is the King Murdoch, who currently sits on the throne in the palace in Darkstar, the Prince Murdoch that I know to be real and true?
There is no King Murdoch sitting on the throne in Dargonia. King Murdoch resides in Telonia fighting for his life.
I think that you hear a curse come from like Timon's lips at that. Thank you.
Don't worry, it's got you covered.
Why is Timmons cuss such a different sound than everybody else?
It's a classier curse, all right? Is the fight of King Murdoch and Berthor related to the book that we stole?
Indeed, they are related.
All right. Well, that gives me somewhere to start. Thank you for your help. I'll try to rest.
I cannot tell you how to feel, but I can tell you things you should perhaps consider. Perhaps consider why Ian wanted that book back.
Back.
I doubt I will be able to consider much of anything else. Thank you.
Indeed. I know you are waiting. Approach, Firehair.
Honestly, does that mean?
All knowledge.
Has a price.
Indeed. Are you certain that you want to know?
If people keep calling me it, then yes.
It refers to your heritage.
What does that mean?
Let me ask you this. Shay. Astaire? Is that the Sphinx Medusa's full name? Is it Astaire? Or am I remembering wrong?
His full
Shayari Asher Strode.
Asher.
Asher. Let me ask you this. If you were to come upon a child abandoned in a forest, what would you do?
Pick it up? I mean, it's a kid in a forest.
Indeed. And then what would you do?
I don't know. Try to find its parents.
And could they not be found?
Find somebody to take it in?
Indeed.
That I am very confused.
What do you think that your mother would do were she to find such a child?
My mother bring home strays all the time.
Well,
Surprised I don't live on a farm.
the next time you see one of her strays, know that you are looking in a mirror.
Thank you. I don't know what is going on. When I first came in this room and saw you, there was a moment when I saw a little you, if that makes any sense.
That was not me. That was a different child that you met long ago.
I have never seen one of you guys before in my entire existence.
Not that you can recall, but that memory is true. It happened. Your mother was born of this earth. Your father was born of this earth. Your siblings were born of this earth, but you were born of fire.
I am very confused.
I'm going to whisper you something that they say to you.
Okay. Kira, can you do the little beep? Don't understand what that means, but I'm guessing I'll find out.
Indeed. I wish you well, summer child.
Thank you. I wish you well too.
There is no other way for me to be.
I don't know. You live in a cave. It's weird.
We all have strange homes, don't you think?
That's true. What do you know about this? And he like pulls his shirt down just a little bit to see berries. Is this a normal gristle? This isn't like, going to transform into something weird, is it?
It is a normal gristle, but gristles are not normal.
I'll take it, thank you. He's gonna go catch up with the others.
Okay, you do so.
All right.
Well, it was a busy day. I feel like I'm about to get a low speed. Do we have an exit?
There will be one. Walking. And Kashad is visibly agitated.
So how do we get out of here?
We'll take care of that. Oh yeah, walking back towards the entrance.
Okay, you do so.
Once we get to the entrance, Kashad will take his left hand and put it on the door, or the wall part of the door, and he will say something in deep speech and just begin to rip the strings or strands out of the wall, and he will cast destruction, active destruction.
Making very good use of your new spells. Okay. You all watch as where there once previously was a stone wall, you see the wall almost seems to transform into like a tapestry. And this time it's a bit neater than it was previously. Instead of needing to like pull the threads into place, Kashad reaches into the center of this tapestry, plucks out one thread. The whole thing unravels and falls apart, revealing a 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot hole side of the wall, leading to the outside.
Wow. Fresh air. That smells so good. I can smell the poop all the way from here.
That might be me. I haven't bathed in many days, but hopefully it's not poop.
Oh no, it's animal poop. I can smell it.
You can also see in front of you someone wearing regalia, a tabard from Justicar.
Hi.
It is not Triodon, it is one of his men. And he goes, "Oh my gosh. Sorry, I need to send a word to the Trier that you've returned."
Oh,
Sorry, I really wasn't expecting to see you today.
We weren't expecting to see you either. We were attempting to avoid you and your maneuvers. However, looks like our paths have crossed anyway.
How long has it been, soldier?
What, you don't know? It's been
Answer
2
the
months.
question, man.
You've been missing for months. We finally had to come looking for you before we left the mountain.
Insert expletive.
What updates can you give me?
On what?
What occurred in the last 2 months?
Maybe the Trier would be a better person for that. Not really like a spy. I don't really have that kind of information. I'm just a scout. I mostly watch stuff.
Has the mountain been quiet for the last 2 months?
Well, we finished up our training exercises about three and a half weeks ago, and after that, and yeah, I suppose it's been pretty quiet since then.
Oh, how are we gonna get back home? We were supposed to take the Griffiths back after 2 weeks. Uh-oh.
I'm not sure if no name yet would fit on a griffin.
Oh, yeah, you're big now.
Master Kashad, might I suggest you send your mother an immediate message?
I would not recommend that, actually.
What?
Why?
I think there's a discussion that needs to be had. If I could recommend that the door is replaced to the best of your ability.
Takes a considerable amount of magic, but it is for the best. I will cast active creation.
Can you do that again without changing out points?
Yeah, so we took a long rest, which I think we took a long rest when we was doing the spell thing. No, I didn't do anything after we woke up. So
you did.
actually
Yeah,
a long
that's
rest.
true. Yeah, that's true. You did. Yeah. Okay. So you replace the wall.
Mhm.
You watch the threads. A wall comes into place, looking exactly like the stone around it.
I assume that you will not be telling anyone that you saw that.
Well, not sure anyone would believe me, even if I did.
But
Oh, so
lead
please,
us back to your...
please ignore the big dinosaur. The big, no name yet.
That is impossible, I'm afraid.
Oh,
Sorry.
I tried. No worries.
Could you give us a moment to confer before we begin journeying back with you?
Oh, you want me to come with you? I figured I should probably go.
You're just going to tell your triad that you saw us, and that's enough?
Well, there's a mage and a couple other soldiers left at base camp. So I need to go there to let the mage know to send word to the Trier. He's not here anymore. So, I mean, I'm definitely not trying to be like offensive or anything. You know what I mean? But like, he super could not wait around for months for you guys to like see if he came back or whatever.
No, of course.
But yeah, and he like just like awkwardly is like, yeah, okay, yeah, and then just walks off a bit to wait for you all to have your moment and be ready.
There was not a great time to try and share this information earlier, given everything that we've undergone, but the Sphinx did let me know that one of the things that has happened as a result of our pursuit of knowledge is that, unfortunately, the Queen is no longer with us.
Wait, what?
She was assassinated.
thought that it was. He said the payment was time. Well, how does time feel so? Oh wait, what? Huh? What?
If it helps to consider it this way, we have lost the time we maybe would have had with her.
Lost.
Oh, so we were trapped inside.
Is there anything else that you learned?
Yes. I asked about King Murdoch, who would be next in line, and apparently he is not in Darkstar. He is in the capital of Telonia, fighting for his life.
Not the capital, just in Telonia.
Oh, in Telonia.
He was on the
Rewind.
front lines.
Yes. All right. There has been a change of plans. I will need to cut our trip short.
This
We will see if there's anyone who can cast any transport magic here.
They have a mage at base camp. Perhaps they would have a means of transporting us either back home or possibly even the Telonian front lines. Seems like the place to go next.
Is that possible?
I don't know, but wouldn't hurt to ask.
I didn't even realize such magics exist.
Seen magic do all sorts of things I never expected. I look pointedly at Kashad.
Let's go.
Abrea would kind of like wrap their arms around Mare's legs. They're like walking along, but they're like looking down at the ground, trying to stay strong because everybody else seems pretty strong, but they're pretty distraught by the news.
It's all right. We'll find out who did this, and we'll bring them to justice.
Was this our fault?
No. Even if we had been there, who's to say we would have been in the right place at the right time or had the right information to stop any of this? There's so many variables. But I don't think we did this.
I don't want her to be gone. We already lost our dad.
No, she was good to us, and best we can do now is remember her and try to live up to be the people that she knew we could be, just like we did with Father. And hopefully we can find out the truth of what happened, and if the truth is still unknown, we can bring it to light. But there are still people that we can save.
I want to save her. Can I save her? I wonder if there's a way to bring people back.
I don't know. I mean, if seems like all sorts of things are possible, but death just seems so like it should be final.
I like that. Did she die like in her bed? Like old and drinking coffee and reading a book? I can feel nice about that because it was her time to go. But this doesn't feel like her time to go. This feels like her time was taken away from her. That doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't. But even if the time doesn't feel right and it seems that there was more for her to do, it was still time. Just not the time we wanted or think should be.
I guess we have no choice, but I don't like this. I'm going to see if I can fix this.
Just be careful. It seems like a path that maybe where it goes isn't where you want to be.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
Abrea also gets nuzzled by a rather large raptor nose.
Thanks, no name yet. We gotta stick together even more now, cause things are dangerous now.
Things are exceptionally dangerous now, more so than I think they've ever been. But we'll protect you. Half the time you protect all of us.
Abrea hears the voice of No Name Yet in the back of their head. Would you like me to eat your enemies?
Dude, that's the question. Well, it depends. If they try to hurt my family or friends, like whoever hurt our auntie, yeah, we will make sure that they're a great delicacy for you. Thank you for asking. That would make me feel better if we could find who did this.
I do not like eating people, but I would do it for you.
Oh, you don't have to do it. I don't want you to do something you don't want to. There's other ways to beat them.
Life is important.
You could claw them still and hit it with your tail. Pop! Right on their head. Thank you, though.
I'd never considered using my tail as a weapon. That is strange.
Really? It's so long. I mean, it's almost as tall as I am.
Like, looks back and, like, swishes the tail back and forth a little bit.
Brea looks towards the others. How does everyone else appear? Like, toward the news?
Jethrin is freaking exhausted. So, but as they're walking and all this is happening, Miss Timmons, are you sure we shouldn't message the Lady Kashad, the Lady Chiron? She might be quite distraught.
I think that perhaps she would benefit from knowing that we are here. I'm not sure if we can give an accurate timeline at this stage about when we will return.
Just for her to let us to know that we're alive.
Mr. Shad, have you considered sending a message to your mother?
Could be done, but it would be out of a considerable amount of my magical power for the rest of the day.
time of day is it as we exited?
Relatively early morning. You'd say before noon.
Let's meet with this mage first and see what they're able to do for us.
All right. I want to look at Shay and kind of try to check in with how he's doing.
How you doing, Shay?
Entirely lost in thought.
I feel like I'm talking to Jethrin. I feel like the Sphinx's warnings about the cost of knowledge were perhaps better understood in hindsight.
Like most life, I think. And as I'm having this conversation with Timmons, I am signing to Obrea, do you want a piggyback ride? I will just, as I'm walking, I just put my hands back, but continue talking to Timmons.
And they'll grab it and to where their legs is like right underneath, right over Jethro's forearms. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think, yeah, the Sphinx is an interesting creature. And, well, it's not like we weren't warned, but I imagine that an awareness of everything at the same time probably adds to its odd speech mannerisms, if that makes sense. Am I making sense, Miss Timmons? I'm very tired.
I think that there's probably more truth to your words than you realize. I noticed that they were very careful with how they answered questions. To reflect the way that we had already conceived of the situation.
I think so. Busy day.
Busy couple of months, apparently.
Apparently so.
I thought it was only 3 days, right? For us? Yeah, I only remember going to sleep 3 times. Or maybe 4 if we would have talked about the short nap in between. But really only 3 times. I don't remember.
While you're up there, Brad, check if I've got any gray in my mane.
Okay. And they'll start digging through the course of hair to see if there's any gray locks inside.
Not yet.
No, you're good. It's still luscious. That's too big of a word. It's still, I can't say horrible S's either. Oh, crap.
Shiny.
Shiny, yep. It's still shiny.
That's good.
Very
That's
healthy.
good. Thank you.
I'm doing spell point manipulation while we're walking.
As is tradition.
As is tradition.
And they'll whisper it to Jethro's ear. Like, so with the queen's gone, you should try to spend as much time as you can with Kurt. I remember you were saying you're really close with Kurt. I don't know what that means, but especially with we take things for granted. You might should try talking with Kurt.
I will respond to you in Leonin without the signing. I was actually thinking of asking him to marry me.
Oh, you like him?
Well, we've been doing the dance for many years, and Yeah.
Your time is precious.
Apparently so.
All right, I'm glad you find happiness.
I'm always happy when I'm around my family, bro.
Thank you. Well, he could join us. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind sharing a room. You have a big room, right?
You can't see the fact that because you're on my back that I've got like a wicked grin on my face.
PG-13, man. PG-13. Yeah, Brad, no clue. No clue at all.
I'm sure he'll enjoy spending time in my room, yeah.
That's nice. I'm glad. Well, these things are eye openers. Time is precious.
Well, I think, and I'll switch back to common at this point. I think for all of us, at least, I don't feel like anything that we gained there was not worth this time. We know that there's an organization out there of well, if that guard is not super close to us, I will say this, but how far away? Because we're following him, right?
Yeah, you're following him.
Is he far enough away from us that I can, not be overheard by him?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So I will say, we've at least learned there's this organization of face changers out there, and that they don't seem to permanently, I think, impersonate people. Although, again, the Sphinx speaks in riddles. So if we can find out something, although I imagine Mahiro probably has already been executed, but we can at least clear the Goldheart's name, hopefully.
Ian! Oh no. Ian was his mom, but he really loved her. I hope he's doing okay.
It's time to focus. There will be time for regrets and for remembrance later. But for now, we need to understand what is happening and act to use what we obtained for the good of everyone who is still here.
Aye. Oh, it occurs to me, once we do get the time, we should send a message to, I can't remember his name now, but the Slatewing. I'm going to say in character, Jethrin says, oh gosh, I can't remember our guide's name now, Mr. Slatewing, that they did not leave us to die. We are alive.
Sorry, go to my notes.
Through no fault of their own.
We'll add that to the list.
You're very considerate, Master Kashak. Thank you. I might not always be as direct with you as I am when I'm exceptionally tired, but you are a very considerate man.
Is it Slouse? Not Slouse.
Lost.
Sloth? Sloth, Creighton? Slightly? Okay.
Let us hope that ends up being true. Alright, we should be getting close by now. Avoid answering any questions with anything important. You don't know what information is dangerous to let others know right now.
You see the scout waves at a couple guards as you all approach. So they're a bit of a ways out in front of you. The guards seem to accept you and let you pass, and you find a robed figure, wearing no hood with their face visible. Sort of sort of like dark brown hair, pretty thick, long beard. The face is like relatively like square jaw, and it's this mage seems to be looking over some papers and a book. Looks like there's maybe the scout, 5 guards, and the mage here, stationed here right now. And he looks up. Hey, can I help you?
Greetings. I do apologize for having you all wait for so long.
Oh gosh. Oh, goodness. Just recognized. Hold on. He begins to speak while casting a spell. Tridon, the individuals have returned. They all seem to be all right. I'll update you further once we return. Sorry about that. Well, you all have been gone a while. Must have a pretty interesting story.
There was events that occurred, but unfortunately we do have a request for you. I don't know if it is in your purview to cast sort of transportation magic, isn't?
Sort of. If you are aware of a teleportation circle, and you can give me the key, I could send you there.
Do we know that information?
What, at the castle,
Yeah.
right?
You'd have the one in the castle for sure.
Sean will give them no information.
You give him the sigil to the castle teleportation circle.
Do we know of any other sigils? Any other ones? Literally any other ones? Anywhere else?
I'm trying to think.
World.
I don't know that you all would have gotten any from the story.
Go
So
back and ask the Sphinx for a teleportation.
Talia Brightweaver would have one. You might know that. But giving away her key after she invited you into her home to do a mission for her, probably not going to leave the greatest impression. It's kind of an uncommon resource, so I'm trying to think of if there are any others that you might actually know. Any suggestions?
What, for the war front? You know, like for
The spell
goods
weavers?
transporting? That's what it was there. They have to transport goods from the front lines to the somewhere. Is there?
They use trade caravans like normal people.
How does the prince get from the capital city to the front over and over again?
The Archmage teleports him. If you remember, you had to walk to camp originally.
Could you bring up the world map for me, please, Zach?
Yeah.
I just want to remember where we've been.
I can show you the world.
No, no, I can't say that.
No, I'm just saying I can show you the will.
Literally. Here's the will.
Yeah, literally. Here it is.
I do find it splendid, so that's
Shimmering and shining.
Well, certainly this middle part's rather shimmering and shiny.
Oh
I would say.
yeah. Oh yeah. Clearly.
Mr.
Have
Shaw.
any of us ever been to Dergo? And is there a teleportation circle there?
You know what?
Might have had access.
Do you think that Kashad has ever been to the Isle, the place that's used for the production of magic items, as part of like his role, or just as like a fun, interesting trip with like his aunt or Prince Murdoch or anything? Because the Isle is the
Once or
most
twice.
likely other candidate. Okay. High or low? I'm going to give you a shot that you can remember the sigil for one of the circles.
Hi.
You choose high? You do not remember the sigil.
Ah!
Alright, I have to do this. It's going to be really irritating. I'm going to cast Sending to ask Lady Brightweaver to give me a thing.
Permission.
Can like sigils be communicated over distance like that, or is it like esoteric magic? Can someone?
You recognized her, like you remember her key. You saw her teleportation circle when she invited you into the back room, like her office.
Oh, late weeks.
So it's less of a matter of needing to know her sigil and more of a matter of needing to either ask permission or beg forgiveness for giving it away to a foreign country.
Did the Slate Wings have a teleportation circle? Because they'd be too far away for this.
Did the Slate Wings have a teleportation circle? No, they do not have a teleportation circle within their family. They're not magically inclined, so not even like their home or anything has one.
Oh wow.
They travel by griffin.
Perhaps we should still contact them just to see if they are still in the area or close.
I will cast Sending to the Slate Wing person.
Floss?
We
Okay.
apologize for being late. We are fine. Are any of your people still in the area?
The reply is, holy, give me the bleep. Thought you were dead. There's one guy left, stationed where we talked about.
Would it take? Would it take? How? Okay, it's been a minute. How long would it take for us to go to the original place from where we are?
By horse or foot?
Should apparently, because I don't think we have a horse.
Technically, you have one.
Okay.
Because
So-
I can change it to a horse.
By foot, you're probably looking at like a month-long journey.
Oh yeah, I only be a horse for about a couple hours too. So.
Sorry, a month-long journey from where to where? From our current position to where the Sleep Wings are?
The Ejar?
From the arms of Justicar back to Darkstar. To get to Ejar, if that's what you're asking about, would be like about 5 days. You really pushed.
Wait, where
Yeah,
do?
that's where we're supposed to meet them. Are they just supposed to meet? Were they supposed to meet us here, or are we supposed to meet them at the jar?
We were supposed to meet them
You were supposed
there.
to, well, you were supposed to they were going to be in Ejar. You were supposed to let them know once you were out, and then they were going to fly over, pick you up, and take you home. That was the original
only-
plan.
There's only one of them.
There is only one of them now.
And
But what you could do, but maybe you're already coming to this idea. What you could do is send an emissary find some random teleportation circle if you can get access to one. After one person flies back with the slate wing on the week, have the rest of you wait here at base camp, and then have them send a teleportation circle. That is an option.
Or be indebted to the Brightweavers.
Or be seriously indebted to Lady Talia Brightweaver.
This is the puzzle with the boat and the chicken, the seed. That's what this is.
I know the one you're talking about, but I can't remember all the specifics.
Dibs on being the wolf.
Dude, one that whichever one gets us away from here. Okay, so we'll have the person come. Jeez, I don't have that many sendings. I will cast the sending to that guy to ask if they know of any, I don't know, publicly available teleportation circle runes.
A Darkstar?
Anywhere vaguely, anywhere within a closer than a month, really, at this point, honestly. So this general direction at this point.
Listen, Lord Kashad. I once helped you.
What you want.
I've never seen a teleportation circle in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Oh. Spells. Let me free up some spells.
So far, unless you have another idea, the best option is having the Slate Wing take one person by themselves to Darkstar.
That seems it.
Or risking Lady Brightweaver's ire.
A blood bond. I mean,
Well, we already talked about arranged marriages, so I mean, but it's like, yeah, that's the best idea. Have one of us just go to a Darkstar. Zach, what are you thinking? Zach, what are you thinking? What's that face? you think of something?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Well,
I was thinking it would be mega hilarious if you guys like show up there and Lady Talia was just like, "Yep, so I got like this second cousin who, you're gonna marry him now. So good luck." You know.
I've got one more spell slot. So unless we have any other ideas.
That's the route to take. That's really the only option we have.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I guess we just decide who the emissary would be.
someone who would have a good chance of remembering the sigil well enough. So someone with a high int and possibly has higher charisma.
Shay?
Yeah.
Why are you relying on Shay's charisma? It's not high.
But we are relying on Shay's intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wisdom.
Honestly, the only person he could think of who would know anything about any sigils would be his mom.
Well, Shay would remember the sigil for
Wait, are we gonna split the party and have him drop you off with Mama?
Oh no, Shay gonna talk to Mama. Shay wants to go see his mama, but he wants to get him and Mama gotta have words.
Okay,
But that's the only
so
person he could
Shay-
think of who might know of a sigil somewhere.
It
So are you
makes
guys-
sense.
Are you guys sending Shay as the emissary?
Oh no, please don't send Shay as the emissary with his +0 in charisma.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I'd be the only
Sending-
other person
sending
who could do it. Honestly,
Sending Shay to go visit Mama to ask about circles.
Damn it.
Just a random question. Do any of the temples have teleportation circles?
A good question. None that you have the sigils for, but it is an option that you could say, like, check here.
yeah, and they're nice. So if Shay wants to go easy mode and make sure not to, risk someone's ire or wrath. I'm pretty sure the
only reason he thinks of his mom is because she's very well traveled. There's a chance she might know. That's the only.
Catherine, can you ask God for help, please?
Not yet.
All right, look, we're gonna have to send somebody. All right, so either
Dear Honest Vitae,
or
finding teleportation circles is very inconvenient. Can you please help me?
Pretty much.
Aaron, that's what they
Shay
Jethro.
or either we're sending Shay or we're drawing sticks at this point.
I
Rollies.
mean, if
Shay will go if it's to his mom, because he's a talk to her anyhow.
I think that's a good plan, actually.
I will sending to have the person come to pick up Shay, to send Shay to another place to see if they can get a teleportation circle thing, so that way we can then be teleported to that place.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good. The plan works as follows, and Shay, the Griffin rider, is waiting to take you forward to Darkstar while you visit home for a few moments.
Okay.
Well, be careful, Shay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just don't really want to ride on this griffin, but it's what's gonna happen.
Jethro actually gives you a hug before you go.
Oh, Abrea does as well.
Oh, this is awkward.
So you get like a big hug on the top and then a little hug on the bottom around the legs. It's like
Berries is in my shirt.
Just in case, if time is precious. Keep every second.
Yes, I will do this as fast as that thing can fly.
It's mostly for a bit of courage, because I know you. We had that chat about your mom, so.
It's fine. It's fine. She's got this. We've got this. We're all gonna survive. It's fine. It's completely fine.
It takes you 5 days to fly home. But we're going to skip ahead to where you arrive at home so that we can resolve this.
Oh, please be home. Please be home. Please be home. He's gonna go and open the front door.
Shayari, Asher, Strode,
He's
I
shutting the
called for you months ago. Where have you been?
He's shutting the front door. I can do this. Berries, if she looks like she's going to kill me, can you just blast my face off, please? He's gonna open the door. Hi, Mom.
Shayari, if you slam that door on me again, I will blow it off its hinges.
Hi, Mom. The door is gently. I am coming in. Please don't have any weaponry in your hands.
Please sit.
Oh, no. Well, yes, I am going to sit, but I need to know if you know of a teleportation sigil.
Perhaps we can discuss that after you explain to me why your brother is a warlock. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
I wonder why.
He's going to die.
You might have a partner in crime relatively soon.
That wasn't your decision.
We are never getting off this mountain.
Nope. You are. Shay is grounded for 2 years. I hope you enjoyed this episode. So much love.
Shayari, you are grounded until you're older than me.
Mom, I'm 32 years old. I'm kind of old to be grounded.
Perfect.
You just break it to the prison for a little while, and then you age faster.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. No, it's the opposite edge. You get. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been so much lore, so much great role playing, so many things that has transpired in one huge episode. Thank you, of course, Zach, for being such a fantastic DM. Thank you, of course, to these wonderful players bringing your characters to life and being exposed to the world that is Reclamation. And of course, thank you to our viewers, because without you, we wouldn't be here. And we will be back next week for our next episode of Reclamation. But until then, farewell for now.